Hey there, internet friends. Trevor Starkey here with another episode of What I Feel Like Friday. Tonight's video is inspired by this storytelling slam I went to. It's like a poetry slam, but they tell stories instead. One of my friends got picked to do it. She kind of put her name in a hat and went up and told this very touching, emotional story from her childhood, kind of how it has lived with her. And the theme of the evening that everybody was kind of basing their stories around was choices. And so I'm kind of winging it and telling my own story about choices here, and namely, a handful of the choices that have led to this particular video. Going back to 4 years-ish, 3.5 years, I made the choice to get this new job, or apply for this job, get this job that I'm working at now, which started paying me twice as much as I had been making. So I made the choice to treat myself, went to the PlayStation Experience, that first one in Las Vegas, had a great time there, and was like, I think I want to do this. I think I want to write about video games and that kind of stuff. Fast forward a month, and the Kind of Funny guys leave IGN and kind of start doing their own thing. Fast forward another month from there, I make the choice to use my tax refund that year to basically become a Patreon at the level to be on the Kind of Funny Games cast that they were doing. So I went out and did that, and the kind of impetus behind that was, I'm going to be on this show with Greg Miller and Colin Moriarty and Tim Geddes. If I can hold my own against them, maybe I can, see how I want to see if I want to pursue this. If I don't, cool. It was a good time. I'll have a good story to tell. And I was really happy with how I did on that. So fast forward to making the choice to get my own website and write every day, and then eventually now doing video every day. So all of that kind of was leading me in that path. And then the reason I ended up going to this thing tonight, because some 10 years ago I got a crush on a girl, and we became good friends, and there was kind of a will they won't they thing, and nothing ever really happened. We kind of went about our separate ways. She went off to LA for a while, and then about a little over a year ago, she came back, and we started hanging out again. And we kind of talked about, hey, do you want to try and maybe date or something? And she said yes, and then she said no, i.e. she said yes, and then a couple days later, she basically was like, hey, I rethought things, and I think I need to kind of focus on myself. Cool, all good. We've been friends for a decade, so the last thing I want to do is throw that away. So cool, no problem. And we hung out a few times over the course of the year, staying friends and whatnot. And then a month, or New Year's Eve, we hung out and rang in the new year together, had some fun, her and a couple other friends and stuff. And then a few weeks after that, we went and saw, we grabbed dinner and a movie and just kind of hung out, and then kind of looked like things might be heading down a romantic route. And then the next day, I got a, hey, sorry, this probably sounds like a broken record thing now at this point, but I'm not interested in pursuing this. And so, once again, the little roller coaster of my life choices in that venue kind of threw me up and down, but she's still a friend, and so when she posted yesterday that she'd gotten picked to do this kind of storytelling thing, I was like, let's right down the street from work. I'll hang around for an extra hour after work or something like that and go see her, go support her. And I did. And so that was the choices that led to kind of inspiring this video. We obviously, and that's obviously only a fraction of the choices that have led to me in this particular moment, but those are kind of the two bullet point paths that led me down here. The girl that kind of got me to the thing tonight that inspired this idea of choices and the storytelling thing. That was really cool. There were a lot of great other stories told tonight. That was one path, and then of course the other path that has led me down the route of making these videos and kind of creating stuff in general, and so many of my friends in kind of the online sphere being the other direct path. And these whole thing were, all these stories were like confined to, like, you've got 6 minutes to tell your story. So I think I'm nearing the 6-minute mark here. So that's my story about choices and how they've kind of affected me in the here and the now. So let me know what major choices you've had, I guess. We'll go with that. As always, I've been your host, Trevor Starkey from TrevorTrove.com. You can follow me at SnarkyStarkey on Twitter. And until next time, from here at the Trove, treasure your friends.